You've heard me explain on this show, walk you through Stephen A. Smith's alleged memoir and all the obvious lies in his memoir. And I told you back then, I was like, man, I'm reading this book. I think they want to run Stephen A. Smith for the presidency. They've written a farcical fantasy story about Stephen A. Smith's background and upbringing because they want to sell this guy as a presidential candidate. And that sounds crazy, but it's the truth. And we saw that 2 days ago or a day and a half ago, or whenever it was, 48 hours after the election, The View says, hey, let's have Stephen A. Smith on. The TV, Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, The View. They said 48 hours after the election's on Tuesday. And so I believe on Thursday, yesterday, Stephen A. Smith is the guest on The View. You know what? One of the most consequential presidential elections in American history just happened. And we've known for 4 years it was going to happen on November 5th. Let's have the host of a sports debate show on The View. And again, some of you aren't familiar with TV and how it works, but these decisions are made well in advance. They're not willy-nilly. They didn't have Stephen A. Smith on because LeBron James scored 100 points and they was like, someone get a sports person on here that can talk about LeBron James just broke an all-time record. No, they brought Stephen A. Smith on Thursday. Elections on Tuesday. They bring him on Thursday to talk about presidential politics. A sports pontificator. Was Jim Rome unavailable? Tony Kornheiser, Mike Wilbon, Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharp, Colin Cowherd? Were all these people unavailable? No, we got to have Stephen A. Smith on. This is calculated. I believe the View is on ABC, another Disney-controlled network. He's being placed on this show so that he can talk about, so they can joke about and throw out the possibility that he might run for president. Let's play SOT number 3. Here's Stephen A. Smith on The View getting asked about running for the presidency.
But if you came to me and you told me I had a legitimate shot to win the presidency of the United States of America, I would definitely consider it. But here's the problem.
So you want to break through the line?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yes, absolutely. For that, yes, because others have. Okay, including Democrats, by the way. Yeah. I mean, they broke the line. What's wrong with me doing it? But I would be independent because I don't like either side, and I'm not going to be bought and paid for. I'm going to do what I believe is in the best interest of the American people, whatever that may be, and I'm going to make my decisions and I'm going to stand on it.
Stephen A. Smith, a clown. A person who got held back in 4th grade by his own admission. People thought he was retarded. People thought he should be riding the short bus. Stephen A. Smith, who by his own admission had high school guidance counselor laugh at the thought of him going to college. Stephen A. Smith, who, again, really struggled intellectually. Went to a junior college, allegedly to play basketball. Went to Winston-Salem State, allegedly on a basketball scholarship after knocking down 17 straight three-pointers. Stephen A. Smith, who everybody in the journalism profession knows beyond a shadow of a doubt, has 8th grade writing skills. Everybody knows this. He's a blowhard that has a memory where they can teach him big words, and he has a pretty expansive vocabulary. Someone's taught him that. He's got good memory skills, I guess, as it relates to memorizing big words and how to use them. That's his skill, verbal. The man who barely knows sports, a pathological liar if you read his book. Disney and Bob Iger have said, this is a guy we want to run for the presidency. I said this 6-8 months ago. 2 days after the election, he's on The View talking to these women like he's a legitimate candidate for the presidency. And then they're asking him additional questions. Here's Stephen A. Smith talking about, and this is, again, if you read his book, where he takes a dump on his father, where he previously had never taken a dump on his father, had talked in reverential terms about his father before the book, before they started saying, hey, there's a certain narrative that you have to adopt and place into this book, Stephen, for us to run you for president. And it has to be that your mama is everything, and your mama did everything for you, and your dad was basically a waste of time. When I was reading this, I was like, oh, hold on, man, this ain't the way he used to talk about his father. But in this book, what's he doing? He's trying to position himself as an ideal candidate, as a Democrat, to run for the presidency. Here he is on The View talking about his reverence for black women. There's nothing better at the end of a long day than sitting down in your favorite easy chair with a glass of your favorite whiskey. And hey, if it turns out with every glass you're helping to support a great American cause, doesn't taste any better than that. It's time to chart your own course with Flying Ace whiskeys from Craft Co., inspired by generations of American aviators and proudly made right here in the United States. Flying Ace is not only making amazing whiskeys, they're also committed to supporting our brave troops and their families through partnership with Folds of Honor. They're providing scholarships to families of America's fallen or disabled, and these scholarships allow families to begin to chart their own new course after experiencing great sacrifice. Flying Ace whiskeys are American proud because they're American made, and American proud because they're helping to support our heroes and their families. Don't wait around. Today is the day to get your own and see what all the hype is about. Buy online at flyingacesspirits.com. Use the promo code America to get free shipping. That's Flying Aces, there's an S at the end of ACE and an S at the beginning of spirits.com, promo code America for free shipping.
Let me ask you this. How you want to speak?
No.
Sorry.
Sure.
Because Howard Stern says that he wasn't confident that the country was ready to elect the first female president because he knows, quote, how men talk behind closed doors about us. So we're very privileged to have a great guy here today.
Yeah.
Tell what do men say about us behind closed doors?
Well, first of all,
Say it to our faces.
Yeah.
Do tell.
I don't hide, so no worries there. Here's the deal. I respectfully disagree with Howard Stern, only from the standpoint that I wish he had been more specific. Why don't you say white men? Because let me tell you something about black men. We love our mamas.
I know that.
And we revere black women. And when we're trifling, we know it's us. It's not them.
Right, yeah.
You understand? So when he's saying that, okay, well, then let's talk about white men. We have a white power structure that still exists in this country today. I understand the white populace in this country was over 85% at one time. It's now dipped to about 57.4%.
Yep.
The white power structure is still in place. So when we talk about misogyny, when we talk about chauvinism, when we talk about women not necessarily being empowered, well, who's in a position of power to surrender some of that power? It's white men. So I think that when Howard Stern was talking, I can't speak to what white men are thinking. I can tell you this much. Black men, we revere women.
Yeah.
We don't have any problem looking at a woman as a leader. I can tell you.
Let me translate that for you. He's arguing that he is so biblically unsound and that black men are so detached from a biblical worldview that they treat black women like Jesus. That's what he's arguing. And he's arguing that black men have established their mothers and black women as an idol. He's talking about idolatry. And he's got it completely backwards in terms of the way a man should think. I do have a problem with falling in line behind a woman, because that's not what God wants me to do. That's not what men are meant to do. Men are meant to follow God and to lead women and children. Women are meant to follow men who are following God. Those are the facts. And this worship of the matriarchy and this whole pretend reverence of black women. Oh, we revere black women. We revere our mothers. Now, we will impregnate them and not marry them at the drop of a hat. But we revere them. We respect them. The man is lying, but he's running for president. This is the kind of clown that they want in the Oval Office. And trust me, this sounds like, Whitlock, there's no chance of this. There's no chance that even if Bob Iger and Disney wanted to do this, it can't be done. Yes, it can. They put a woman on the Supreme Court who wouldn't say what a woman is. And you think they can't install Stephen A. Smith into the Oval Office? If you enjoyed that video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe so you never miss a moment of Fearless.